a 137-day odyssey across the Appalachian Trail, a journey of self-discovery and transformation. When I awoke at 5:30 a.m. on August 16, the final leg of my 137-day trek on the Appalachian Trail began. This path, stretching over 2,100 miles, had become more than a physical challenge. It was a test of endurance, resilience, and the human spirit. Over 4 months, I've carried memories that will forever shape who I am. The first day's sunrise, the midpoint's quiet reflection, the fleeting connections with strangers in remote villages, and the storms that tested my resolve. Each step along the trail was a lesson in grit, patience, and the unyielding pursuit of a goal. In the 2.5 weeks leading up to Katahdin, I felt the weight of the journey pressing down on me. My body ached, my mind was frayed, and the idea of finishing seemed both impossible and exhilarating. Yet I was fortunate to have a support system, friends, fellow hikers, and even the trail itself, that reminded me of my capacity to push beyond limits. Leaving New Hampshire was bittersweet. Arriving in New England had been the destination, but once there, the emotional struggle to return home felt like a betrayal of the adventure. The trail, a dance between solitude and connection, I chose to walk ahead of my group during the final weeks, a decision that sparked debate. While the Appalachian Trail is rarely a solitary path, especially at night, I prioritized my own needs. This choice led to unexpected moments of connection, meeting hikers I hadn't seen in days, whose presence added new layers to my journey. Meeting someone new so late in the game is always intriguing, but it also forced me to confront the reality of my own progress. Those encounters reshaped my perspective, turning the final stretch into a deeply personal chapter. As the days dwindled, I felt the end approaching, a mix of triumph and melancholy. Only those who've walked the trail can grasp the paradox of completion. The pride of achieving something monumental, the sorrow of returning to real life, and the surreal joy of sleeping in a bed again. I often wonder if this feeling is universal, or if it's just me. But one hiker's question lingered. What did I want to gain from this journey? It wasn't just about the destination, but the lessons, the growth, and the questions that remained unanswered. The answer came in Maine: peace. At its core, this journey was about finding inner peace. I sought to test my limits, to see if I could endure the kind of hardship my mother faced during her 14-year cancer battle. I wanted to experience the wilderness in a way most people never do, and above all, to find happiness. I found all that, and more. I now feel in harmony with my body, understand my mind's needs, and move forward with clarity. I could write volumes about this walk's deeper meaning, but I'll save that for a future update after the train ride home. A new land, a new beginning. Maine's lesser-traveled parts were a revelation. Even at the end, I discovered a landscape untouched by the masses. In Monson, I prepared for the final stretch, knowing the path was perfect for hiking. Some urged me to slow down, to savor the moment. They didn't understand the mental stakes. Deep down, I knew they were right. But the trail's conditions pushed me to finish a day early, proving that sometimes the journey demands more than we expect. The summit, a moment of pure connection. On August 16th, I reached the top of Mount Katahdin. The view was breathtaking. Technical rocks, sweeping vistas, and the indescribable feeling of standing at the summit. Few hikers were there, and a lone traveler joked, "I hope this is the right place." That simple comment struck a chord, triggering tears. Later, I laughed with him, realizing our shared vulnerability. The summit's beauty couldn't be captured in photos. We stayed there for hours, reluctant to leave. The sun was warm, the views endless, and the wind gentle. The trail itself seemed to offer a farewell, a reminder of the journey we'd all walked together. We talked about life's uncertainties, the future, and the surreal reality of having reached the end. The descent, a return to normalcy. By midday, I began the final descent, a challenge more demanding than the ascent. Reaching the bottom filled me with relief. knowing I'd achieved something I once thought impossible. My partner Ian picked me up, and we celebrated with pizza and drinks joined by my dad. It was a moment of joy, but also a reckoning. I was no longer the person who started this journey months ago. Now, a week later, I sit in coastal Maine, reflecting on the road. I'm learning to rest without guilt, to stay still without feeling like I'm falling behind. I'm thinking about the daily choices that will follow, knowing I'll never be the same. The trail gave me something intangible, a sense of peace, a deeper understanding of myself. The final photo, a symbol of completion. I'll write again in a month, after the train ride, with updates on what this journey has taught me. For now, this is the end of my Appalachian Trail story. I'm grateful for every mile, every moment, every person who walked this path with me. The trail changed me, and I carry that change with me every day.